Okay, so today I was really planning on making a different video. I was gonna do a fun video about my hair, but for a while I've been thinking about talking about something that I've experienced and a lot of other girls and people in general have experienced in the YouTube community, which is obviously sexual harassment. I don't want people to not watch this video because they don't want to be involved in drama, because I'm going to try to not talk about drama at all. There is one specific instance I'm going to talk about regarding recent happenings. I'm just going to talk about it for like 30 seconds though. I want to make one quick point about my relation to the drama and how I feel about how people have been treating me, and then I'll be done with that, I promise. So, I really feel like, I want the social justice community, people who haven't experienced this or don't know that this is happening, to realize that this is happening, and it happens quite often. And I want us to come together on this and create a safe space for all YouTubers, particularly female YouTubers, to be able to make videos and be in the community safely, because a lot of shit happens, and I know if you're a male YouTuber, you might not experience it as much, or you might not know this happens at all, but it does. It happens to me, it happens to my friends, and recent happenings with drama didn't necessarily involve this, but definitely spurred my thinking on the subject. You might know about the recent drama with Sequester Zone and another YouTuber. And I don't want to talk about that, but essentially what happened was Sequester Zone was accused of sexually harassing me. And the only thing I have to say about this whole thing, without taking sides, is that he was accused of sexually harassing me, and every person that was told that he was doing this to me, or every person that stopped being friends with him, or decided to make a post about it, or a video about it because he was doing this to me, did not talk to me. None of my friends. And I know at some point it stopped becoming about his interaction with me and started becoming about whether or not public fighting was appropriate, but essentially it did start with him being accused of sexually harassing me, and not one single person besides him asked me about it. And I just felt really disillusioned and upset, because I feel like the YouTube community, especially the social justice area, is supposed to be a safe place for people, and I would have thought that if someone heard he was doing that to me, they would immediately come to me and be like, "Are you okay? Can you explain what happened?" But no one cared. They cared about their little petty fights. So that kind of upset me. But I feel like we need to stop doing that. And even though this was a circumstance in which I was not being sexually harassed, there have been circumstances in which I have. And I want to make my YouTube friends aware that this is an issue that happens, and I want them to be aware that it can be just as confusing and upsetting and gross as, someone sexually harassing you in real life. And it's especially harmful because a lot of the people who are, doing this to me and to my friends are people that are in the feminist community. I can honestly say there are about 2, 3 maybe male YouTubers that I genuinely feel safe talking to. And that sucks, because this is supposed to be a space where we are, we shouldn't have to worry about these things, because we're all on the same page that is shitty. And it's been people that I have seen make videos about rape and MRAs and sexual harassment have been the ones to sexually harass me. If you're a YouTuber, you do not need to be sending unwarranted sexual messages to another YouTuber. This is people in general, but I'm referring to YouTube right now. You don't. If you kind of flirt with them and they reciprocate, that's fine, see how it goes. But if this person has not flirted with you or indicated at all that they want your sexual messages, do not tell them that you are going to go masturbate to them. Yes, this happens, and not just one time, not just 2 times. I can name about 4 or 5 male YouTubers in the feminist community that have sent me unwarranted sexual messages. Guys that I thought were my friends and that I could trust. And I don't know if it's, you know, just them not comprehending that that is not appropriate, and that consistent harassment is not appropriate, and that asking me for naked pictures is not appropriate. But, you know, is it them, you know, intentionally getting into the feminist community so they can get close to females? Is it literal white knights? Do they actually exist? Guys that genuinely are in the feminist community to try to, you know, get with girls. And this isn't just me, it's happened to, and I'm not going to out any of my friends, but it has happened to a lot of my female friends, and it happens with people we trust, and it sucks. So if you are, and I don't want to limit this to just males and females, but since I'm a female and I've experienced it as a female, and my female friends have experienced it as females, that's the point of view I'm looking at it from. I'm not saying it doesn't exist the other way around. But if you are a male YouTuber, please take into consideration that you should not be sending your female YouTube friends sexual messages. You should not be asking them for naked pictures. You should not be making lewd comments on their videos or about their bodies. That's not appropriate. If you have a specific dynamic that you guys have worked out, that's fine. But if not, don't. And it's literally gotten to the point where me and one of my female YouTube friends have been like, we need to make like a comprehensive list of all of the male social justice or feminist YouTubers that are threatening to females and that have sexually harassed females. We actually feel the need to make a list. And these are people that I see in my Facebook groups. These are people I see in my Skype friends lists. These are people I see in my sub box. And it's not okay, and it needs to stop. And, you know, we were literally talking about making a group for just females to just, like, you know, make a list of these things and, you know, share experiences and be like, hey, watch out for this guy. And I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't constantly have to ask my friends, hey, is he safe to be friends with? Like, this is a community where I'm supposed to feel safe, and I don't. And that's all I have to say about that. I really feel like shit right now. I don't know if I'm gonna upload tomorrow. But I'm going to Comic-Con, so I'll vlog Comic-Con. I love you all, and please take this into consideration. Thank you.